There have been some major Judgment Day changes. Plus, a WWE talent makes a long-awaited Raw debut, and the main event of WWE Bash in Berlin has been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. The new Judgment Day was revealed on Raw last night. The new boys and girl are in town. What's going on with the JDAP?
We have got a brand new, this is what, iteration 3 of the Judgment Day?
3.0, yeah.
Yeah-ish. On Raw last night, Finn Balor interrupting Damian Priest, addressing the crowd, revealing that Priest was acting like the leader of the group, and that is not what the Judgment Day was all about. Everybody was equal. There was no leader, which led to him being pushed out. Balor then revealed that the new Judgment Day consists of Finn Balor, Carlito, JD Madonna, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. Liv's in there now. No sign of Rhea Ripley in that lineup, but we wouldn't have to wait too long to see her because later in the night she saved old Damian Priest to a massive, massive pop. We have now got two insanely hot baby faces, especially Rhea, two insanely hot baby faces. It's been great, this. Part of me was like, oh man, I wish Damian Priest hadn't lost the title. I'm happy seeing Gunther as new World Heavyweight Champion. Nothing wrong with that. We've been asking for Gunther with the world title for a long time. Sure, but Damian Priest, it felt like he was maybe just getting going, and I was starting to really get into the title reign. But actually, that title reign has served its purpose because now he is over as hell. So's Rhea, and it's great. I think it's been great for Damian Priest overall, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I think this is going to lead to, well, on SmackDown we've got the Bloodline Civil War bubbling away. Are we getting a Judgment Day Civil War on Raw as well?
It's it'll be interesting to see how long this one lasts, I guess, because it'll be interesting to see if Finn Balor ends up being a massive hypocrite and sort of declares himself the leader of this new Judgment Day, because Finn Balor now massively healing it up. He's a horrible, horrible man, and I think he's just going to be a hypocrite and be like, well, I'm the leader, despite the fact that he's just gone, there are no leaders, we're all equal.
Exactly. So I think that'll be his undoing, won't it?
It'll
eventually be his undoing. Also on Raw last night, the long-awaited debut of Odyssey Jones. We almost forgot about you, Odyssey, man. He came to the aid of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston last night, who suffered a post-match beatdown from the Final Testament. And he then went on to sidewalk slam both members of the AOP at the same piggin' time.
Mental. What's that? 600, 700 pounds combined. They are two big boys, and he picked them up like they were absolutely nothing. It was really awesome. And you know what? I'm happy about this because Odyssey Jones has been a punchline for quite a while.
He has.
A man who got drafted twice? Was he drafted twice to the main roster?
So yeah, he was drafted to SmackDown, to which they did absolutely diddly squat with him outside of some dark matches.
I thought it was Raw both times.
I thought it was SmackDown first, and then it was Raw.
I thought it was double Raw. Let us know in the comments. He was he was drafted to the main roster, and then you just haven't seen him in ages. An interesting bit coming a little bit later on as well. Odyssey Jones backstage with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, and Odyssey Jones has got the New Day t-shirt. Kofi Kingston's there. They're pleased as punch, but Xavier Woods looking a little bit like, oh, I'm not quite sure about this. So I think the way this is going, because they've been teasing the dissension between, very subtly, it's got to be said, but they've been teasing the dissension between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston for a little while, where Xavier just looks a little bit put out by certain things that are going on and the way that Kofi is maybe conducting himself. It looks like we might be getting a Kofi Odyssey tag team with Xavier going on a heel singles run.
Oh,
maybe.
That's a spicy meatball.
That's what I'm guessing at the moment, because Kofi and Odyssey were just like all smiles and everything, and Xavier's just like, oh man, it's not. I'm hoping that Odyssey isn't like, this isn't a New Day 2.0. We keep talking about 0.0s.
Maybe that's the impetus of how Xavier Woods is feeling, is the idea that we're not replacing Big E. You can't replace Big E.
And nor should you try.
Nor should you try.
Big E is a different beast. He is a wonderfully, insanely charismatic man. Odyssey Jones was great value in this promo and everything that I've seen from him. I like it and everything. But he's not Big E. Nobody is Big E.
Nobody.
So I think that's the way that they're going. And I think that's Xavier's thinking. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Xavier is the good guy, best friend of Big E. And Kofi and Odyssey become a heel tag team. Or maybe they're all just mates. I don't know.
You are spitting the bookings today, honestly. Wyatt Six had their first match last night as a team. We had a lovely little tribute to Luke Harper / John Huber during that match from Eric Rowan, throwing the arms back and giving us a yeah before he did that springboard into the ring. It was lovely.
It was good. It was a decent main event. They kept us waiting for it, as expected. The match was fine.
Yes, it was fine.
The match was
what
fine.
It needed to do.
They came out to Bray's old theme. Well, I say old theme. Bray's most recent theme that he had. I like the aesthetic of the whole thing. I wish this had happened on pay-per-view. Maybe I'm still feeling that way, but it was a decent Raw main event and everything. And the bloody Gables stable now have a name: American Made.
Nice.
American made.
They could come out dancing.
They didn't last night, but
own
they should.
Hogan's music from WCW.
They do,
He's
don't they?
American made.
Oh, yeah.
Born all that other stuff in
one.
the US of A. He is a racist. Also, last night on Raw, we got a match for next week, didn't we?
Yes. IC title, Sami Zayn versus Bron Breakker, but this time 2 out of 3 falls. Zayn lost the title to Breakker at SummerSlam, obviously. Still reeling from the loss last night, which led to Sami getting that rematch next week. 2 out of 3 falls. That's fun. I want Bron to win both. I don't want Sami to get a single.
What they'll do.
I think so as well.
I think it's a case of Sami's despondent after losing, so he's now going to lose twice in one match.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a sort of guy that can rally back from a series of very quick in succession losses.
Oh, it's what he does, right?
Yeah.
He's best when he's on the back foot, isn't he? He's the ultimate underdog babyface, apart from Daniel Bryan. I kind of want Sami to get obliterated by Bron and then written off until he comes back in, I assume, the Bloodline versus Bloodline War Games match at Survivor Series. He should be the extra man in there. So you got Roman, Jimmy, Jay, plus who knows, versus the new Bloodline, and then Sami's the one to step in there. Write him off for a bit. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, eh?
Oh, I love that. Now, we had a little showdown last night between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Felt like we were going that way, but it was not the case at all at the end of that segment.
This is a massive surprise, and it's made me, Tom, look like a total mug.
No,
I know.
surely not.
Who'd have thunk it? So on the news after SummerSlam, me and Fraser were talking about the tweet that this man put out and said, well, that's not going to please people in the back. And I was like, well, don't be surprised if you see this guy jobbing out for the next 6 months on main events. It's not going that way at all. Seth Rollins was attacked by Bronson Reed, destroying Seth Rollins with six tsunami splashes. It was brutal. It was brilliant. It's the way Bronson Reed should be presented. I'm actually really hyped about this program going forward, but it appears that Bronson Reed tweeting out piss break time or whatever it was about the Logan Paul LA Knight match hasn't done him any harm at all, because he's going to be working with one of the top guys in WWE, one of the top guys in the industry, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, maybe he just wanted to go for a piss. Just wanted to tell people.
Maybe that was it. Maybe it was that simple.
Sometimes you just needed a wee. Let the man go for a wee, you monsters. So I think we're going to get Rollins and Reed in Berlin.
Looks that way.
That seems like where we're going. But one heck of a main event sign for Bash in Berlin. Gunther was on Raw last night with his World Heavyweight title, and he was approached by Randall Keith, of all people, who reminded him, oi, remember that botch that we've turned into a thing? You didn't pin me in King of the Ring. Let's have a match and let's go again. And they shook hands, and that's the main event for Bash in Berlin, and I think that'll be wonderful.
It's great though. Mistakes happen, right? And it's always frustrating when those mistakes aren't acknowledged, when they're just completely ignored. So I'm glad that they're going back to this and they're doing something with it. It's a really great first offense for Gunther, going over Randy Orton on that premium live event. Yeah, Randy Orton's one of the greatest of all time.
He is, yeah.
It's just a great first defense. I like the booking.
It's a strong bit of booking. That'll be Bash in Berlin, August 31st, end of this month.
It's really close, isn't it?
It's a busy couple of weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got, 3 pay-per-views between AEW and WWE in August, SummerSlam, and then you've got All In coming soon, and then on top of that, Bash in Berlin.
Oh, lovely stuff going on. What would you say, Adam, if I told you there was a show at the Edinburgh Fringe that told you the story of Norse mythology through the art and the medium of professional wrestling?
What?
That's what I thought you'd say.
I don't understand, but I'd love to see it.
Well, if only somebody could pop up on the podcast feed and explain it all. Oh, wait, they have. Molly Spartan from Mythos Ragnarok joins me on the podcast feed this morning. You might have seen her on Sky News putting that news report in a headlock. It was her. So we had a chat with her. You can watch it on the Patreon as well if you're a Patreon. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.